Okay, so Amira was here last week. She said it was the hardest test in her whole life. And you all agreed, and we all agreed, and we all said it was her fourth test. Now, I got a news flash for you. When you've taken this test again and again and again, it's going to be the hardest test you ever took in your life. See, here's what you got to remember. The first time you take the NCLEX should not be that rough at all, because it's a traditional kind of let's make sure you're safe kind of here's what I give every new grad kind of list of shit. It's called a test bank. Have you ever heard that? It's a test bank, okay? It's the same bank we give all the new grads, okay? So consequently, you probably have been taught about a lot of those things in school. B, you probably remember something along the way working in a hospital setting if you do. C, you most likely remember taking a couple exams in those topics. So the first test should not be that crazy, right? That's just like common sense. Now, newsflash for you, if you took that test and you failed it, and now you're on your second test, that shouldn't be that bad either. It's like, okay, an alternative test bank. They just pulled the other bank that they would have given you as a new grad, really. So now you have a test bank that you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. It might be very different, but it won't be that bad. Okay, so then after that, the third test. So they looking at you like, oh, for real, you back? Oh, let me reach way down in the basket at the bottom and pull some different shit for your ass. Because, see, I can't give you the same shit you just had. And I can't give you what you had that last time. So let me go ahead and pull in this basket. So consequently, people say, well, that test was really kind of hard. Now, you done came back a fourth time, and my boy in Texas went 18. So, you know, however many times you keep coming, you gonna see some strange shit you were never taught, you never heard of. It's crazy, like her drug doxorubicin. I mean, it's crazy, right? So, you know, these are things that I expect for you to know, that the more times you test, is it really harder? It's just different. And so, of course, it's harder if it's different, because you haven't prepared for different. You're prepared for what you kind of know, okay? But that's why I'm here, because I don't specialize in new grads. I specialize in high risk students. That's what I do. My PhD is in the failing student. Don't forget that. My PhD is in the English second language student, because they have such a high failure rate, right? We know that when you look at failure rates, the failure rates, or the passage rate, we'll use that positive term, the passage rate is around 78, 75, 80% for the US born student. The English second language student has 49% passage rate. If you tested before, the rate of success goes down. The more times you test, the rate of success crashes. So you can imagine, like, your fourth test, it's gonna be like straight from hell, right? So we tell you that so that you don't be in no hurry to run up out of here if you're not getting the scores that you really need. A new grad we have less concern over you when you're a new grad than we do the person. And very often you'll get to the point where I go, well, which test is this for you? I remember the young lady said, well, it's my fifth one. I said, oh, well, then you ain't nowhere near ready. But, nah, no buts. We're not finna get an 83. We need an 85. See, the 85 and higher, I would be really, really like anal retentive that you got if this was your fifth, versus, oh, your first test? Okay. What the fuck? Who cares? So remember that as you navigate through the program, that this is a strategy here, that we really want to do some new and different shit when you go take your test. Another example of how you don't want to fuck this up is that as you find out today, we're going to check your packets, which is what we do here. We don't just do questions, we do your packets. So you'll hear me give you notes today on your packets. When we do your packets and we go through, did she even bother to look at a video that goes with the packets on HETV? If you didn't bother to look at the video, then you're really not learning it. What you're doing is getting really good at answering questions that eventually will be memorized. And so when your packets aren't really matching the learning that should be going on, I'm very concerned, because that person is the one that memorizes stuff and they don't know it. It's not their fault, but that's what happens when you take the test, versus there's nothing you could ask me about this disease or this condition or this system that I don't know, because I've done the homework, I've done the packets, I've done the videos on HETV, I've done the lecture, I've come to class, I came to toe-to-toe boot camp, I did it all. So there's nothing you could ever approach me with in the line of Reno or in the subject of psych that I can't fucking handle, or teach a third grader. Because that's when they say you know it well, when you can teach a third grader the system and help them understand, then you really know it well, okay? So this I always say, because sometimes people be like, oh my God, this test is gonna be so hard. Not really, unless, again, it's your fourth test, right? So it will be very difficult. No matter like how many tests you take, it gets a little bit more difficult. Not because they're purposely trying to make it difficult, but because you've never seen these questions before in your life, okay? The other thing with that is when you are taking your practice quizzes in here, I love what you did today. Today was so much better than all the other days. I don't know if you just kind of heard me for the first time, but today was great because many of you took your time and many of your scores jumped up because of it. So really try to take your time. I just gave a HESI exam in the class at the school that I teach at, and I told everybody same shit, different day. Read the last 5 words first, take your time. And literally the last person of the class that walked up and said, okay, I'm done, her score was the highest. And I see that all the time. So when I look at, when I studied who fails, it's people who, not in this class, because wherever you sit is fine. Fingerprints is down the hall and to the right, last door. But the people who fail, they sit in the back. They don't participate willingly unless I call on you. And that's not in here, I'm talking about school days. Those students generally go and test the fastest. So they're done with their tests first, right? But today I'm gonna show you how, if you really analyze the cues and do everything that the test plan tells you should do, there's no fucking way you would be done that soon. So we're gonna show you how to, well, what does she mean? Don't go too fast. Oh, there is a method to the madness. And remember, because I never remember to say it and I have to, do not study math. Why not? It's not on the test at all. It's not. It's just a waste of time. And I think about how nursing schools continue to waste your time, torturing you with math questions. And for me, it's torture because I hate math, like I failed math at Ursuline. So, the thing is, I did find out, just because I said, why are you guys keep doing this to students? It's because the Board of Nursing is old-fashioned and haven't gotten their shit together, and they keep or they keep demanding that the schools give these math tests. Reality is that when you do leave me, you will have a math test your first week at the job. You will. And to that, I always remind you, when you leave me, you go back in that you world and you do that damn math and learn how they did it. Because in your world, they'll give you the rationales as to how they did it. But it would be beneath you and above me, because I'm dumb in math, to teach you anything mathematically related, because there's no math on NCLEX. And for those of you who've known me forever, you know that even when there was math on NCLEX, where's a couple people? Where's my little Miss Dana? Dana, you here? Dana, what did I used to tell y'all to put with math? 0. Yeah, so I used to tell you, put 0 for every math question. A, you don't need the anxiety. B, it doesn't fucking help you. It can't even hurt you. So if you put 0, it can't hurt you. And if you fuck around and mess the decimal point out, then you got a wrong answer.